Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of UPRE, continuing our Batman franchise talk as we get into the movie The Batman, which comes out this weekend. Looking forward to it as we review it Tuesday. But because we're at a little pressed for time, we got to do a double header, starting off with Batman Begins, then going later to The Dark Knight. But let's go ahead and start about it. Batman Begins, new franchise. A reboot of the franchise. What do we have in store for you tonight?
He's here. Who? The Batman. Gotham must be destroyed. Gotham isn't beyond saving. It's over! Guy dresses up like a bat clearly has issues.
Yeah, I could not wait to talk about this one. This is one of my favorite ones, but I'm not going to talk about it alone. We actually got a nice full panel here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring on our co-host. We have none other than Grit. It's Grit.
Yes, it is Grit, ladies and gentlemen, and I will explain why. You know why? Because one of the things that I have to say is that I'm glad I rewatched this movie. There'll be more on that later.
You're always glad or full of regrets or something about watching the movie. Let's bring on our other co-host. She is none other, no introduction necessary needed. Book, what's going on? Yeah, you're muted.
Yes.
Fine quality. She's still muted. She'll get angry too.
I ain't say nothing.
It did look like you were saying something for a while.
Yeah, a couple seconds ago, and then I stopped saying something when she said I was muted. But hello.
Hello. How are you tonight?
Disrespected, but it's okay.
apparently Wong was not in the movie. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest panelist tonight.
Oh, that was funny.
It is none other than the Next Doctor. It's been a while since you joined us. What's going on, Next Doctor?
What is up? I am so glad to be here. The reboot of the Batman series with Batman Begins is definitely one of my favorites. I don't think it's necessarily better than 1989, but it's definitely up there.
Okay. I have to say that when you want to compare the two, it is very hard for me to figure out which one's better. I probably will lean more into Batman 1989, but Batman Begins, do not sleep on it. This movie, I love quotes. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but this movie had good quotes, it had good casting. Everybody was casted well. I actually do have one person I want to recast, and I'll talk about that one a little bit later while I do that recast segment. But I can't say enough of this movie. Does anybody want to start off before I go on a rant?
Sure. Okay. Being the guest star,
yes,
I'll jump right into it. The things I liked about this movie. So, one, the quotes on this movie. The thing about Batman Begins is it is a great movie, but the quotes in there, they aren't that quotable to me. I like them, I enjoy saying them, but they don't really have a use case in day to day. There's some quotes I can use them day to day. I can find a situation for them. The quotes in here, while good, I don't really find too much situations to use them, unless I'm like messing with someone. So there's times where I've said ignorance is bliss, my friend. Don't burden yourself with the secrets of scary people when people have asked me about things. I think that's maybe the only quote that I've really used.
Can I throw one out there?
Okay.
That I know personally that you've used.
What?
I've got a new job.
Okay, yeah. That is another one that I have used.
Yeah.
And then
memo.
You get the memo.
You get the memo. Yeah, I've definitely used you get the memo before. And I think one time I might have used "swear to me."
Swear to me.
So that one is good. But other than that, it was a great movie. It was a great reboot to the franchise. It pumped a lot of life into it. It had been. I don't really remember all of the other movies, but there was some serious campiness going on with Batman after the Tim Burton series, and this kind of
Swear to me. So,
I gotta download that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so this one really pulled it back into the focus for me. I liked it.
Great movie. Great. You want to go ahead and take it away?
I'm really, really glad that I resaw this movie because I think the last time that I saw it, it was the early 2000s. I was in the movies and I was occupied, so I wasn't like necessarily paying attention to the movie. Therefore, but I just had remembered the good parts. But now watching it and seeing everything and paying attention to all of the little things, in my opinion, if you do not know who the hell Batman is, this is the movie to watch. This is the best depiction. This is the best example of the introduction to Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. And what I really liked about it is that it showed everything down to Ra's al Ghul, him becoming a ninja, him learning all the, just basically all of his skills. The guy just taking his money and training himself. First, training himself to learn the criminal mind, then training himself as a ninja, then using Morgan Freeman. Oh my God, I loved Morgan Freeman in this movie. It's freaking amazing. Amazing that he's just like the tech guy. You know what I mean? And you just see it because the thing is that one of the great things about Batman is that Batman is a regular guy. He's a regular guy with a lot of money and a lot of tech and just a lot of resources that's using it for good. And it really shows you how he built himself and how much strength, at least inner strength, he needed in order to pursue this. So I was thoroughly entertained in this movie. And it made me just want to lead right to the next one. And what I loved about both of them is the thing I love about sequels. Because they come right together. And you can't say, when we get to the next movie, you cannot say that it's not that way, because those are the facts. And if you do, I'm going to pull that rain cloud on you right away. Anyway, I said a lot, so I'm not going to say much else.
I'm just trying to figure out why you looked at me and talked about some daggone rain cloud like I got something to do with that.
Wait a minute, because you always do that, man. You always want to come and be all uppity and hate and all that and be all the, Anyway, shoot fly with that. But I do got one quote. I do got one quote, which was pretty much the theme of the movie, and I loved this because this was great. It's not who we are, but what we do that defines us. This was great. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm done.
Just like the law-abiding citizen you are, Grit. I'll dive in. Wow, guys. Batman Begins, right? I mean, that movie came out of nowhere, okay? And it took a classic comic book story and character and gave us all the cinematic darkness and drama that it deserved. I was going to just come straight out and like kind of poo on it because again, to me, Batman Begins is the okayest of this trilogy. But out of the large body of Batman's catalog on the silver screen, this body of work it is impeccable. And it truly stands out. It's incredibly influential on other following films of any dramatic and action genre, like bending nature. It really incorporates kind of the humanity to these people who dress up in costumes and kill people. And it somehow makes it seem realistic that a man with a spiky hat and a velvet cape would fly around, glide, soar. And defend the name of justice. I thought it was in New York City at that. I'm like, this is amazing. I know it's Gotham, but it's New York. And it's just took this fantasy story and made it so like, yeah, like it has the spirit of Rocky, if
Facts.
you know what I mean.
Facts.
Like you really grow with this Bruce Wayne character. You really see him grow. You know, initially in Batman Begins, as I'll just harp on a couple things first. Number one, did this child ever work again? Because he wasn't very good to me. I mean, he's adorable, and he really captures that like childish, like face, eyes, expressions, and wonder, curiosity, leading up to falling into the Batcave. But when his parents were brutally murdered in front of him, he just didn't feel. I mean, and yes, he sat with the dead bodies for a second. But like, look at his face here. Look how casually his parents are just lying there, soulless, and his face is just like, huh? What? Why? She's very confused. He's okay. This is from the TV show, right? This kid knew what he was doing.
Facts.
Am I right?
Facts.
This kid demonstrated the level of trauma that I would expect from a 10-year-old watching his parents get killed in front of him.
Hell yeah.
I take it that was Gotham.
Yeah, I don't watch, and I don't even watch Gotham, but I seen that and it was good.
I mean, the Ra's al Ghul in this one was better than the Ra's al Ghul in Gotham. So there's certain spots I would have switched. Let me shut up.
No, we can talk. We can talk about. I'm ruining my whole shit. We can talk about Ra's al Ghul because I've never seen Liam Neeson look so doable. I really loved his swag, and I mean, I guess he was.
I mean, I was fucked up.
I can't get on the swag.
I kind of do agree.
He ain't put the TS on it. He just said fact.
No, yeah, because I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say that he looked great and shit.
But he did.
You know what I mean?
He's a handsome dude.
But no, dude, he doesn't look like the guy. He doesn't look like the guy in Taken. You know what I'm saying?
All.
Like he looks like you know what I mean?
Is it the goatee?
Probably. I don't know. It might be. It might be, but he just looks like, you know what I mean?
To Tibet. That's what I'm saying. I would follow him to Tibet. I would definitely.
You would have plucked the flower and.
I would take a beating from him. Now.
Yeah, you would.
Oh shit! Now that was cool. That was cool seeing him do that whole thing or whatever. Real quick on the dude who killed
these people.
Bruce's parents, Joe Chill. Now he looks so close to like a drugged out Christian Bale that my sci-fi mind started thinking and was like, yo, what if time travel happens in sometime in the future and like Batman has to be the reason he becomes Batman? It's kind of like a grandfather paradox sort of thing. I was smoking when I watched it, so
she's so
forgive me.
If these are the eyes that are seeing Wong as the person that was farmer, then now I understand why you saw Wong, because that does not look like drugged out Christian Bale. That does not look like a drugged out Christian Bale.
A middle-aged drugged out Christian Bale, very that, or if not, maybe a young time traveling Alfred. I don't know.
What?
But something,
she said a young time traveling. Oh,
listen, why don't you mail me whatever you're smoking? Just make sure it's sealed up so it gets to me. Because
whatever that case, you guys haven't even seen a bunch of Christian Bale's catalog. Let's just be honest. All right, this is the Christian Bale you guys know, Batman. Okay, he's played
actually known him
lots of wild
Equilibrium.
Okay,
yeah, I've seen Equilibrium.
You mean the real Matrix? Because Matrix definitely got a little bit of some of that up in there, and he looked great as a Matrix character. But whatever, we're not talking about that. The point being, is it a paradox? I don't know. Let's find out in The Batman. No, just kidding. But this movie gave us a lot of really awesome shots, okay? I wanted to bring this one out because it is so epic seeing him take I'm not gonna say take flight, take soar, because it's a bat. Like, it's terrifying.
Well,
Like,
you know what I love about that
what's
is
that?
the technology behind that. Like when Morgan
Yes.
Freeman explains the whole situation and like how it all works.
Because you're a
and
nerd.
yeah, because like
You're an
it's
engineering
literally
nerd.
no, it's literally a fabric that you just put a little bit of electric current in it, and then bam, you could do that. You know what I mean?
No,
So-
it's velvet. It's velvet.
This is actually, I'm glad you brought this up. This is actually the one thing I don't really like about
The suit, right?
the Batman, because the suits, I don't like different textures. You know, I'm used to a Batman where maybe the cape is slightly a different color, but it's the same texture, like it's leathery. Having it where it's velvet kind of threw me off. And it's like, you know, because part of Batman is like everything has some extra utility, and it's all for his protection as well as, you know, getting him around. Like his cape is supposed to actually be part of his protection too, and it's like that's not stopping bullets. You know, like he's not waving that, putting that thing over him to try to, you know, stop anything. And you know, that's why I like the 1989 Batman, because that suit was all like leathery. Now, obviously, he couldn't really turn his head, so that was a problem.
Fact.
You know, the mobility wasn't really there.
Yeah.
But I
And
like
his
It was like being bundled up.
I like
Like,
the more
wait.
industrial look of that one.
let's
But I
go to
get what they were
1980.
going with, you know. With
He's the Prince
technology.
of Gotham. There has to be an element of luck.
Oh, he's got to have some regalness with the
He has to
velvet.
have some regalness.
What's that?
Speaking
velvet?
of regalness, we got a nice perch shot. I love a good perch. Give me some more bat perch, please.
Bat
Just
perch.
not
Well,
enough.
the first perch was better. The one where he met Rachel in the subway.
Oh yeah,
And
did
she
you
turned
find
around and shot him with the taser, and he just pulled it off because he was perched right there too. Remember, after he knocked out the bad guys, he was just there perched. He was like, you know, what's up? I'm the Batman. You know.
Yeah, the bat perch is all about the bat perch. That's what draws the customer in.
I do like a good perch. You know, I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man does a great perch,
all
and
about
Batman
that.
does
It's all
a great
about that
perch as
perch.
well.
Because the perch is where you really get the lushness of the cape. And I want to say this about velvet for the cape too. A heavier option, yes. But should he decide to have, like, you know, how do you say this? You guys don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. But when the drag queens make wings on there, it's like a contraption, right? It's like cosplay. So there's like bars at the ends of it. And if he brings it up, he could smack the hell out of somebody with that damn thing. 1, 2, black velvet in the dark. You're not seeing that. You're not going to see it. It's even better to stay hidden. You know, that's the whole thing, right? Like Ra's al Ghul is like, okay, like, what are you just gonna, like, you know, be of the mind of your opponent? No, you need to like be sneaky, right? You need to be light-footed. You need to think ahead.
Invisible.
Exactly. You need to be invisible. What makes you invisible? Black velvet at night.
Hey, why is it that I noticed that a lot of the Jews have their coats made out of black velvet? Yeah, like the Hasidic Jews, you know, the ones that have the big hats, the hats, and and they have like they have these coats, right? And they look really, really silky. Is it velvet? And I always wonder, like, because it looks.
What is that, velvet?
What's that?
Velvet? I wonder.
I'm not sure. I can't speak to that, Rashad.
I'm not Jewish. I don't know.
I gotta find out.
I would only assume that it looks
lush
lush and it looks, you know.
All right.
Okay, wait.
Nice.
I have one more thing. Please.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Another piece of this film that really stuck with me from first viewing to however 12th, 15th viewing, whatever viewing I just did, were these damn bangs. Okay.
Oh my god.
And the fact that he kept these bangs for another 12 years. He's a grown man. He was a grown
I did
man.
not even equate the hairstyle. I always thought something was off with it, and now I see what it is. He kept his childhood hairstyle. You know,
he's trapped
he was trapped in
the
his childhood.
trauma of the past.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
is
God.
good.
So then
That
he
is
gets.
good.
So then and that's the haircut he chose to kill somebody in. But okay.
He should have been wearing velvet with, a nice comb over, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not a comb over, but some gel at least, something.
Oh, okay.
So
Done
he
it
goes
up like Superman, get some gel in that
well, he goes to Tibet, and Ra's al Ghul gets him hip, like it's all about the facial hair up here.
thing. He
You know
had
what I'm
that
saying?
before, Russell.
Like you gotta get a little scruff, you know what I'm saying? And then finally, like he figures out his bangs. He figures out the perfect bangs to frame that boxy forehead. And then for a second, he does a little Superman thing with these little baby bang
With the-
wisps. And it was like, wrong movie. This is not
This should be like a hair segment.
what we're going for. Now, sadly, I didn't get the final product to show you guys, but he decided he's going to go to like a very chic, sleek American Psycho swoop back, which I loved because he's a businessman. He goes back to his American Psycho days, sans the killing of prostitutes, and gets that good haircut going, gets a nice suit, and gets back to business. And I absolutely loved that. When he came back to Gotham, he was fully about the business, and I loved that. Last but not least, Scarecrow. The actor that plays him is such a weird, handsome, skinny, weird guy, and I thought that they cast him so well to play the Scarecrow because he seems like a freaking creep. Right? He wants everybody to live their nightmares and kill each other. Like, what? I just don't. Like, I get it, the shadow people and, tear down Babylon. Tear down Babylon, but like, girl,
I think
it's
he's
not
a
that
great
serious.
villain for Batman because it's all psychological.
Yeah,
I think
and this
that's
was very that.
And that's what Batman. Like good stories about him, it's not just because Batman doesn't have any power, so
his
it's
power is
not
wealth
as
and whiteness. Wealth and whiteness. That's truly the superest powers you can have.
I mean, that is why he exposes the face so that the cops know that he's white, and that's why they give him some leniency. But
he's the rich. Sorry, go ahead.
But I do like a story where it's about the psychology of it. It's about him investigating. And I also like this Batman because he doesn't kill. Batman 1989, like originally Batman is like, he had no problems killing people. It wasn't like straight up murdering people. Well, he was kind of straight up murdering people, but he wasn't going on like a murderous rampage. But this Batman is not like, a killer. He'll knock someone out, he'll maim them, but he'll still leave him alive.
He also doesn't save him.
Let Ra's al Ghul die. Didn't he?
So
He said he wasn't going to kill him, but he doesn't have to save him. So listen, he was like,
That's the same
listen,
thing. That's the same thing.
wow.
sometimes you gotta let people
This
go.
is some great information, ladies and gentlemen. Great information. But let me go ahead and tell you some stuff I like about this movie. I like a movie that brings it all the way back to day one. And you have to pay attention to things, the little nuances in this movie, because they always give it back to you in the end. And I did appreciate that. I did have more I wanted to say, but I'm going to say because I have a lot of quotes I got to get down to. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean, my nice co-hosts here were able to say pretty much everything that I wanted to say, negative and positive, about this movie. But okay, Charmaine, that's why I didn't click your comment. All right, so let's go ahead and
I do have some negatives that I didn't mention, but
okay.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You want answers.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Why so serious?
Bond. James Bond.
Show me the money!
To next Doc's point, he sets a guy on fire with his Batmobile and puts a bomb in the strong man's pants, and Batman returns and smiled. I always mention that. He not only did it, he smiled.
He definitely smiled.
Yeah, he gave no Fs. Shout out to Vic. He stole one of my quotes right here. It's not who we are, but what we do that defines us. Now, I'll tell you something. Next Doctor said this movie didn't have a lot of quotables. In my opinion, this movie had more quotables than almost any other movie I ever watched. Right? And I'm about to get into some of it here because this one is a really important one. I say this to my roommate all the time because he's young and he's dumb. Why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. You do not have to wallow in your own misery all the time. You get up and you do what you have to do. So that's really good. This one I don't use every day. However, I think it was really good and well-timed line. Bats frighten me. It's time my enemies share my dread. When Alfred asked him, why bats, Mr. Wayne? So I thought that was good. I actually missed an old co-host of this show, and that would be James. All right, whatever he called himself each and every single week, simply because, F you, Boogie, simply because of the fact that we used to, all the time, go through this particular, I can't do it anymore, right? Simply because of the fact that we used to do this all the time on our lunch break at work, and we used to quote this line from this very movie, people from your world have so much to lose. Now you think because your mommy, see Rashad members, your mommy and your daddy got shot, you know about the ugly side of life, but you don't. You never tasted desperate. This is what black people say to white people. You're Bruce Wayne, the Prince of Gotham. You have to go 1,000 miles to meet someone who don't know your name. So don't come down here with your anger, try to prove something to yourself. This is a world you'll never understand, and you always fear what you don't understand. Yeah, you got Spirit Kid. I'll give you that. More than your old man anyway. And the Joint Chill told me about the night he killed your parents. He said your father begged for mercy. Begged. Like a dog. It's well delivered. Well timed. I love that line. You never learn how to mind your surroundings. We can teach you how to fight. You know how to fight 6 men. We can teach you how to fight 600. Your parents' death was not your fault. It was your father's. So many great lines in this movie that you can use every single day. This movie was very, very well done. I can't say enough. I love this movie. I really did.
Would you pop for it?
You have some sexual fantasies about you, and that I just don't get. Right? I don't get.
You claim you don't get it, but you get it.
No, I don't get your sexual fantasies. I don't. Anyway, let's get back into it. I have one recasting for this movie, right? Because there's only one person in this movie that ever bothered me. And I think I have a picture of her. See if I
Rachel
have it.
Dawes.
Yes, it is. It's Rachel Dawes. This woman really, really bothered me in this movie. So if I were to recast somebody in this movie, it would be her. So let me go ahead and show you who I would recast her in this movie as, and it's none other than this young lady right here. That's who I would cast Rachel Dawes in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this segment. Rashad, when we get to our final thoughts, which is next, you can talk about some of the stuff that you said negative before you give it a thumbs up and thumbs down. Find out we're reviewing immediately after this show. Find out we're reviewing on Thursday, and find out we're reviewing next Tuesday. We'll be right back after this message. Stay tuned. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Where do we begin? A year ago, these cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened?
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman. Come on. This city deserves a better class of criminal. I'm gonna give it to him. And here we go. Why'd you run, Bane?
You should be as afraid of him as I am. You don't owe these people anymore. You've given them everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
Why didn't you just kill me?
Your punishment must be more severe.
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
I'm vengeance. what's black and blue and dead all over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Batman franchise is about to be over. Immediately after this, we'll be Dark Knight on Thursday, Dark Knight Rises, and on Tuesday, The Batman, before we get into our next franchise, which will be Terminator. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Final thoughts, and Grit, we'll start off with you. Tell everybody how happy you are you got to watch this again.
Well, no, like I was saying before, I really am happy that I saw this because I saw it at the movies. I wasn't paying attention. I was occupied, and this time I went to see the movie. I mean, I was like 23 or something, so I was having a good time. But anyway, that's back that's back when you could go with $30 to the movies and get a couple of popcorn and be chilling, and you know what I mean, and still,
Instead of a room?
you know what I'm saying? Huh? No,
Instead
you ain't
of a
have to.
room?
What you talking about? What do you mean? The movies led to the room anyway, but what are you talking? There was no Netflix back then. Now it's Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? It was movies and anyway. You know what I mean? Y'all lucky because we had to spend a lot. We had to spend more money back then to get. Anyway, the movie was good. And it's a thumbs up for me because I had a really good time enjoying this. And like I said before, hence the name, this really shows the guy building his skill set. Because, look, you can build your skill set. Whatever it is that you like to do, you can build yourself up. That's a fact. Thank you. You feel me? That's all I got to say about that. You know what I mean? You can. And that's what I love about this Batman. Because, you know what I mean? It's true. Word up.
It is true.
Not me.
Facts.
I do know.
Chef.
Exactly.
Next, Doctor, go ahead. Final thoughts. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
So, this movie, I did love it. There were some issues I had with it on my second or third or fourth rewatching of it because of things I've seen after it. At the time, it was great, but now the action scenes, there are a lot of jump cuts. Now that type of stuff is like you're hiding. You can't really get your choreograph down. But outside of that, I really loved it. As Grit pointed out, it's a great story about the beginning of it. Batman Begins. I really like the way that they focused on showing how he actually became Batman, and I also like the way that it set up the second movie. It flows right into the second movie. So I really like that. Definitely a thumbs up from me.
Boog.
Again, definitely the okayest of the trilogy. But I'll say, and this is to act as if this is the latest of the series. Best overall thus far until 5 minutes from now when we review The Dark Knight.
Spoiler alert. But speaking of Dark Knight, let's go ahead and get into it. I think we already know what I'm going to give it. It's going to get a thumbs up. It's one of my favorite movies to watch. I enjoyed it watching it. I'm glad I got to watch it for the 500th time. It's just a great movie. So thumbs up to me. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us here at Batman Begins.
Wait. You know what was awesome?
Hold on. Wait.
Because here's the thing, and that's the thing. All right, here's the thing. And the other thing I liked it. Anyway, I talk too much. That is hilarious. No, listen. You know what was funny? When he pretended to be drunk, that was the best thing. In my opinion, that was one of the funniest things in this whole movie. Because the way that he got all of the people out of that room by literally going, Miz on them, because, for lack of a better phrase,
Wrestling
was just awesome. He literally just shitted on the whole crowd and got everybody out of his house. He got everybody out of his house. That was freaking genius. Everybody, and the guy even said, "Oh, the apple has fallen far from the tree." He pretended to be drunk. He shitted on everybody. That was just genius, and he saved all of their lives without them even knowing. Like this guy. Anyway, goodbye.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this live, otherwise than that, go ahead and scroll down on UPRE and find the Dark Knight review that we're about to do. Anyway, for Next Doctor, for Grip, for Book, I'm the exec consultant. We'll see you soon. Have a good day and a good night. He got some issues.
Yeah, the day.